Hi everyone, I am Sam. I was recently diagnosed with autism as an adult and I now make videos on YouTube about neurodiversity and exploring the autistic experience every single week. If you think you might like that kind of thing, please click subscribe and hit the little bell notification button next to it so you stay up to date with all my latest content. World Autism Awareness Week, or as many people prefer, World Autism Acceptance Week, is right around the corner, and although 2020 has brought us some unforeseen obstacles, we still do need to work to raise awareness and promote acceptance of autistic people. The autistic community can be a little bit like herding cats, sometimes very angry cats, which is why unity is more important than ever. When you have a group of people who are very detail-oriented, who like to do their own thing, it can be difficult to come together as one community and as one voice. But I think this is the sort of thing that's going to be necessary if we want to make social progress. Last year I did a video about the Light It Up Blue campaign that is organised by Autism Speaks and has been adopted by various organisations worldwide. Most of these organisations not being run by actual autistic people. Be sure to check out that video after this one if you want to know more about why many autistic people don't like the Light It Up Blue campaign. In my opinion, the benefit to actually autistic people through stunts like this is kind of minimal. It takes a lot of planning, a lot of resources, a lot of money, and so to me it's just really a bit of a waste of money. Do I care that the Empire State Building is lit up blue? Is that for me? Am I supposed to feel special? I don't know. Anyway, I've got a longer rant in the other video. But I don't feel special. I feel nothing when I see blue buildings for autism. And I'm not the only one. In recent years, the autistic community has begun to push back against this narrative, which paints autism in a very disordered, very medicalised sort of way. So the community has rejected blue and claimed the hashtag red instead. Now this is not my movement, I didn't make it up, I am taking part, and if you want more information please check out the links that I have in the description box below. While World Autism Day is April the 2nd, the Red Instead movement is this year claiming April the 1st. April Fool's Day has historically been about playing pranks and making fun of other people. And autistic people, especially literal thinkers, can be easy targets for this sort of malicious behaviour. So a lot of us really hate April Fool's Day anyway, which is why we have chosen to reclaim it. These days it serves no real purpose other than having businesses wasting time and money on putting up unfunny pranks on the internet. And that's not furthering society in any way, especially this year. Why are we wasting money and effort on these sort of pranks that maybe raise a smile at most? So April the 1st is being reclaimed as our day of kindness. Since most of the world is in some degree of lockdown at the moment, we can't take to the streets, but we are asking autistic people worldwide to take part in an act of kindness, which could be anything you like. Pay someone a compliment, write someone a nice letter, donate to an autistic-led organisation. Neuroclastic is a great place to start. You could make someone a gift, you could write them a song. The idea is to post these acts of kindness online with the hashtag red instead, and then amplify as many others as you see in that hashtag. So you can follow the hashtag on Twitter or on Facebook, and then retweet or share as many people who are also doing this as possible, to show the world that we as autistic people have much to offer, and that includes kindness. Having the Red Instead Day on April 1st, just before World Autism Day on April 2nd, is timed purposefully so we can get the message out to people that not all of us support Light It Up Blue and Autism Speaks. So moving on to April 2nd, World Autism Awareness Day. Now I really do think that this needs to be changed to World Autism Acceptance, because honestly people are aware of autism, just like people are aware of breast cancer. Being aware is not enough. People understanding what autism is, that is what we're aiming for. And people accepting us for who we are without us feeling like we need to change for others, that is what's important. So April 2nd has become dominated by these large autism organisations and autism parents, and we are not hearing enough from autistic people themselves. So the idea is to reclaim this day as well and make it our coming out day, borrowing the narrative from the LGBT movement and using the hashtag Autistic Gold. And yes, there are many autistic people who do not dare to come out to those around them yet. Autism is something that many people still feel deeply ashamed about, and reactions from friends and family are extremely negative when they do try and broach the subject. So the only way to change that is to let society see our numbers, have people come out en masse, and let people know that we're not ashamed of who we are. Of course, if you are not there yet, Don't feel like you have to do that on this day. That's not what this is about. This is not about saying everybody should come out on this day. This is about the people who are ready, who have supportive networks, who have people around them who accept them, coming out publicly so everyone else can see how many autistic people there really are in society. And the idea is that eventually autism is much more normalised and accepted within our society. Now this year we are all very much limited to hashtag activism, but if we can become more visible and be proud of our autistic selves, we can do a lot towards acceptance. Think of the parallels with the LGBT movement. When I was younger, like in the 90s, I still remember it was kind of a big deal when a public figure came out as gay. And now if you look about where we are in the Western world, it's not really that much of a big deal anymore. So we want to get to the point where telling somebody that you're autistic is no more controversial than telling somebody you're left-handed. But remember, this change does not happen immediately, and even 30 years ago, there are still places where left-handers were being forced to write with their right hands and punished if they did not. And now April, as Autism Awareness Month, generally ends up with an uncomfortable crossover between autism parents, that is, neurotypical parents of autistic children, and autistic adults, especially autistic advocates. I think that the work we have to do is to find a way for these two groups of people to coexist, and for us both to acknowledge the existence of the other side and validate their own experiences. If we can do that, then we can much more effectively work together and educate and inform the general public about autism. The fact is that autism is not an illness to be cured. It is a neurology. It can sometimes be a disability, or a superpower, a blessing, a curse, or an annoyance. But it is who we are, and it's not going away. We all know now more than ever that life is short, so let's honour ourselves for once. So just to recap, on April 1st, we reclaim the lighted up blue narrative and go red instead. We take part in acts of kindness and use the hashtag red instead. Then on April 2nd, it is the Autistic Coming Out Day using the hashtag Autistic Gold. I've got a few videos lined up for next week, so be sure to check them out, like them, share them where you can as widely as possible. To turn on notifications if you don't want to miss out, please click the little bell next to the subscribe button if you're already subscribed, that is. For more information about this whole thing, please visit ourgoldenmoment.com. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you decide to get involved this April, and I will see you next time.